Welcome to a new lesson of CapCut. In this lesson, I'm going to be showing you the basic video edits which you can do in CapCut. So, without any further ado, let's just hop onto the lesson by opening up CapCut on our device. As you can see on my screen that I have opened up CapCut. Now, in this lesson, I'm going to be showing you about the website from where you will be able to get your resources. Okay? So in my previous lesson, I might have also shown you where you can get those resources from. So if you didn't see that, or if you forgot that, you don't have to worry because I'm going to be using new videos. Okay? And obviously, I have also attached in a resource folder or resource files with this whole course. So if you need any help, you will get those supporting resources, which you will be able to use through this whole course while learning CapCut. So first things first, make sure to open up any of your web browser which you have on your device. You can see I've opened up Chrome, search for pixels.com. Pixels.com. You can use videos if you want to. If you want to use, photos, you can just click on this option, go off to photos, and you will basically see all of the photos in, Pixels. Click on Pixels again, photos, and there we go. You can use whichever one you want, whichever one you like. Just click on this download option. Download. It will download up on your device. You can see it will download up just in a bit. And if you want to use the videos too, click on the videos and try using them. You can go over on videos over here. Let's say I'm going to do is maybe use one of the videos which I have over here. Maybe this one or this one. Okay, this one looks good. So I'm going to do is just download it. I'm going to wait for a bit until it has been downloaded. And then I'm going to do is just import both of them on CapCut. So I'm going to cut this off. And I'm going to click on import. And what I'm going to be doing over here is going to be selecting this, press on open, and there we go. We have two of the newest contents or newest resources, which I'm going to be using in this lesson. So first things first, what I have to do is I'm going to click on this and I'm going to apply it or drag it in my timeline panel. Now, just like I said, I'm going to be showing you about the basic video edits and also the basic photo edits. So first thing what you have to do is make sure to click on the video which you have on your timeline panel. And then you're going to do is go over to the info panel or the edit panel which you have on CapCut. From here, what I'm going to do is going to be reducing the size of my project panel so that I can see a bit more of it and see the difference in my player and also a bit more of these tools. Okay. So in my previous lesson, I've shown you about how you can pan. And obviously, you know how I did that. So if you want to scale up your video in your resolution or in the ratio, you can zoom in and out just by using this. There we go. 134, or you can just keep it 0 if I want to. But I'm going to do is just keep it on 100%. So as I have 100%, I can get a preview of 100% on how it works. You can see this is how it works. Okay, so as I have this video, now I'm going to do is start showing you about the basic video edits. First off, we have transformation, which I've already shown you. You'll be able to use this number 2 and also use this slider. You can also use these buttons to zoom in and out to scale it up. You can use keyframes, but as I already have a specific lesson about only keyframes, so I'm going to skip these part out. Then we have is the uniform scale. You can see that you will be able to, just turn it on and off. If you want manual position fixing, then turn on uniform scale. And if you don't want it, you can just fix out the scale width and height individually, but you will not be able to customize the positions, rotation on the X and Y axis. Okay. So if you want the scale height, you can also scale it like this, but I don't want it to be scaled like that. So I'm going to do is just keep it on 100%. And if I don't want it, I'm going to go off the uniform scale. Now you'll be able to increase it over here. You can see you will be able to take it on the, you can move it on your X axis and you can move it on your Y axis at the same time. So this is basically how it works. You'll be able to use keyframing on that too. Obviously, you'll be able to rotate it too. You can see, you've seen in my previous lesson on how I rotated it using these options. Then we have is the alignment. If you want to align it left, click on this left. You can align it center. You can align it on the right side. You can keep it at the top, bottom, or middle. It's basically up to you where you want to keep it. And then we also have distribute horizontally, and then the other one. So I'm going to show it to you right now. Let me just say I'm going to do is just keep this photo over here. There we go. Now what I'm going to be doing is going to be scaling it just a bit over here. I'm going to just keep it over here. Okay. Now what I'm going to be doing is going to be distributing both of them, you know. Now if I want to distribute them horizontally, I can do that. And I also can distribute them vertically. It's basically up to me how I want to keep them. You can see both of them selected. You can keep it left and right. It's basically up to you. You can keep them however you want. You can also keep them vertically. And you can also align them bottom, top, center, left, right. Okay. So now you know how it basically works. So I'm going to do is just remove this photo right now because I'm going to edit that later on and show it to you. And because obviously you might, just feel a bit complex or face hassle if I do it together. So there we go. We have blending options on our basic edit options. If you want to blend up your video, let's say you want to use this photo over here. And if I want to blend up this, I'm going to do is just scale it a bit less. And then if I can use these options. You can see brighten. I'll be able to use screen. I'll be able to use darken again. I'll be able to use different ones. Let's say color burn. So there are a couple of these options which I'll be able to use. Try out the one which you prefer. You can see screen. And then you can also fix out the opacity of that effect however you want to. So you can try that out. There we go. Now, the next one which we have is called reduce image noise. Now, you basically see in a couple of videos and photos, there is this option. Okay, that's basically about the photo. Let's just go off to the video first. Now, the next option which we see over here is the stabilization. If you want to stabilize your video, then what you're going to do is I'm going to delete this part out first. Let's just try using, these video options first. Now, you can first off, click on that option over here. On the stabilization, you'll be able to use which level of stability you want. If you want minimum cut, you can also apply that. If you want maybe most stable, you can also apply that. It will be the most stable. So there's different levels of stabilizations which you can apply. And if you use the default or if you check the default, you will basically find out a bit of difference on the stabilization. Then we have is reduce image noise. If you want to reduce the image noise or any video noise, you can also apply that. It will remove the white grains in your photo or your video. You can also change the level. You can apply strong. It will apply it up on your video. Well, it takes a bit of time to analyze it and then remove it. So just wait for a bit. And you can see applying noise, applying stabilization. It will apply until it reaches 100%. So I'm going to wait for a bit. And I'm going to show you the rest of the ones, step by step, okay? Because both of them takes time. And then we also have relight. If you want to lighten up or fix up your lighting just by using, auto tools, then we have this relight option. Over here, there are a couple of these, kind of presets which you'll be able to use, or let's say effects, which allow you to fix out the brightness of your video or your image. So you can try them out if you want to. And obviously you can see that my noise reduction is being applied, and also my stability or stabilization is also being applied. It's at 86%. But make sure to keep connected or stay connected to the internet. And also make sure you are connected to your account. You can see now it looks a lot more crispier. You can see the stabilization is being applied very fast. Now you can see that, the grains are, the image noise has been reduced. It looks a lot sharper than how it was. Right? So you can see this is how it will look like. Now you can see stability is also applied. It will also be a lot stable. Okay, So from here, you'll be able to use this relight option. Let me just show it to you. There are three types of relight option. One is facial, ambient, and also creative. Well, if you want facial edits, then use these options. There are warm light, soft light. It will apply on the subject of the video or the image. So wait for a bit until it opens up or is being applied. Now it is being downloaded, and then it will just apply by selecting the subjects in the video. Then you'll be able to use ambient too, because it's going to analyze the ambience or the nature. First off, you're going to do is just select the subject. You're going to play it out. Then see, applies a bit of bright. Okay, you'll be able to use that. You can use directional, you can use point to, you can also use object. Basically, you'll be able to fix out which options you want to use. There are a couple of other options too. You can fix out the color of the brightness or what type of tint you want on that specific subject. Let's say you can use white or whichever one you want. You can fix out which object you want to select. You can also fix out the type of the light. You can fix out the intensity. You can fix it out. You can fix out the radius. You can fix out the distance. You can see this is where the light is being applied. You can see the difference now. Okay. Then we also have the position of it. You'll be able to fix it out on the X and Y axis individually. You'll be able to fix out the highlights. You can see the highlight is being changed on the subject. Then we also have the brightness, all of them. Okay. Now let's go after the ambient. You'll be able to fix out the ambience too. Let's say I want maybe a bit of neon by color. You can see I have applied in a bit of neon by color. You can do or fix out the same things over here, the same settings. You can see light 1 and light 2. There we also have light 2. I'm going to do is just fix it up just a bit over here. There we go. Light 1 should be over here. Perfect. And if you play it up, you can see how good it actually looks. So basically, this is how it works. I'm going to do is just reduce the sound just a bit more. And then the last one, which we have over here, you can use whichever one you want. I'm just showing you one on each and every one of relight. And the next one, which you have over here, is called the creative. Well, there are a couple of different ones. I like using this rainbow spot. Okay. You can also use color swipe. It's basically up to you, whichever one you want to use. You'll be able to fix out the intensity, the color changings, the blinking, fix it out. You can fix out the brightness. If I want to use maybe a color swipe, I'm going to do is just download it and apply it on my video. I'm going to wait for a bit, and then you'll be able to see the difference. See, this is how it looks. You can also use or download whichever one you want. It's basically up to you. As we're done almost with this relight, so I'm going to do is just apply none because I'm not going to be needing that. Let me just see this preview. Okay, I'm not going to be applying any one of these because these are kind of like really, distracting. Well, then let's go off the auto reframe. You can apply auto reframe too. I'm going to press on confirm, and then you'll be able to auto reframe it. Now you can see the aspect ratio. You can keep it on whichever one you want. You can reframe it. Now over here, you'll be able to fix out the image stabilization. You can fix out, let's say I'm going to do is keep it stable. Now the camera movement speed, you can also fix it out. Let's say I want it slow. I'm going to do is just play it out. You can see now it is more stable. You can see how smooth it is. If I keep it on fast, you'll basically see that it will be a bit more faster. Okay. There are a couple of stutters when you apply fast, and also keep it flexible if you want to. Basically up to you, whichever one you want to use. You can see how fast it was. But if you keep it slow, it's going to be a lot more smoother and a lot more stable. And the last one we have is called, the one before last one is called the remove flickers. Now, if you want to remove flickers from your video, you can see sometimes it stutters or it flickers, or maybe there's a bit of light flicker. Okay. You can remove it up just by using this option. Let's say I'm going to use flashlight. You can see flashlights. You'll be able to use time lapse too. Now, you can also fix out the level. Let's say I'm going to use recommended, play it up. And any flicker, if it, finds out any flicker in the video, it will remove it. Okay, so try using that and find out which one you want to use, and it will also give you like the processing time. After it's done, you will get the whole, change. Play it. You can see how saturated it looks like right now. So this is basically how it will look like. And the last one we have over here is called the motion blur. If you want to apply in any motion blur, when like any people moving inside of it or any subject moving inside of it, you can apply a bit of motion blur on it. You have to just wait for a bit and then it will get applied. It takes a bit of time to apply motion blur because it just takes every frame and then applies, because it has to analyze, the movements in frames and the videos. So you have to wait for a bit. And then after it has been applied, fix out the blur, fix out the blend. You can fix out the direction and also the speed of the blur. So just wait. As you can see now that the motion blur has been applied, and then you'll be able to fix out like, the amount of blur which you want. And obviously every time you change it, it will take a bit of time to process it up. And it's going to depend on, your PC specs, especially your GPU and your core rendering speed. So just wait for a bit. If it's like mid-range or like, a good one, it will be really fast. You can see now the motions. I don't want that much, so I'm going to just reduce it a bit and blend it up just a bit more so that it just looks a bit, normal. Now you can see it is being processed, and then you'll be able to fix out directional. I'm going to keep it both. On speed, I'm going to do is keep it on maybe once. Okay, so I'm going to do is just keep it once. Let's play it out. This is how it looks. Okay, so apply whichever one you feel like it's good for you. So I'm going to do is keep it somewhere around 43. And I'm just going to do is just keep it the way it is. Then we have the canvas. If you want to apply any canvas on your video or anything or any canvas on your composition, you can apply that. Let's say I maybe want a blur type of canvas on my composition, so you can apply that. It's basically up to you. Let's say I'm going to do is keep it blur. We can apply a bit of, that effect on there. You can see an extra layer has been applied. Now you can also use different ones. If you want color, you can apply a bit of color tint. You can see background has been added. You'll be able to apply a background. You can also apply patterns. You'll basically see. You can download them and use them. There we go. And you'll also be able to use brand backgrounds. Okay. So like, just fill through these options and you will basically know how to use them. If you want to undo the process on each and every one, you will basically see that I'm going to do is apply it. You'll basically see that there is this undo button on each and every one. So you can undo every one of these options. Okay. You can undo every customizations you've done over here. Okay. So that you can get to the default self. Or you can also reset the whole video so that all of them will be removed altogether. Okay. So hope you understood about the video edits or the basic video edits. If you want to customize your, photo, what you're going to do is click on the photo first. I'm going to do is just remove this, only keep the photo, click on it, and you'll basically see kind of the same things will appear up. But one thing is that over here, you'll be able to see layers. So you'll be able to apply more layers of, more photos. You can see 2 photos over here. Now you'll basically see 2 layers at the same time. You can keep it stretched if you want to. So here we go. So hope you understood everything about this lesson. And I have a different lesson about the audio edit, so you don't have to worry about it. In our next lesson, I'm going to be showing you how you'll be able to use the backgrounds, masks, and we're going to go step by step on our edits. Okay. Just make sure not to skip any part, because if you do, you might face a couple of hassle later on. So without any further ado, let's just move on to our next lesson.